of ammo. At the same time, they're restricting civilians' rights to own and purchase firearms. Can you put two and two together? Infidel Body Armor can stop every round, including hollow points and .308 sniper rounds, is reasonably priced and fully legal. But for how long? Go to InfidelBodyArmor.com, spelled INFIDEL bodyarmor.com. Infidel Body Armor. Just won't quit.
Used since before the days of the Roman Empire to support the body's natural systems and enhance overall health. Introducing the new InfoWarsLife.com oil of oregano formulation, a highly advanced nutraceutical form of this key herb that has been traditionally used by civilizations for thousands of years to promote health. We have now procured the most high quality and potent forms of oregano oil on the market, sourced from top leading manufacturers to ensure a concentrated level of bioactive ingredients. Extracted directly from the wild herb and sealed in easy-to-use capsules, you will no longer need to endure the burning of liquid oregano on the tongue. Wild crafted from the Mediterranean oregano species that experts agree is one of the most powerful and most challenging to acquire. This winter season, it's more important than ever to secure this true form of oil of oregano. Now available in our limited first run at InfoWarsLife.com. That's InfoWarsLife.com or call 888-253-3139.
You're listening to The Alex Jones Show.
Waging war on corruption.
Waging war on corruption. It's Alex Jones.
We'll continue this discussions on the weekday transmission tomorrow live 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. But I want to try to go to 5 or 6 of these calls right now. Bubba and Martin and Andy and Chris and Todd and Francis. We're going to get to all of you. So just have your point ready so I can get to the next person. Appreciate you calling in. Some of the headlines on Infowars.com. I've had these two stories that have broken the last few days, moved to the top of Infowars.com and PrisonPlanet.com. Feds preparing to invade Texas, lists state as hostile. See the documents for yourself. You can't make this up. Obama missing nuke, now part of election debate. See the videos, the breakdown, the new articles about it. Decide for yourself and tell us what you think. That's on Infowars.com. Let's go first to Bubba, then Francis, and then Martin and others. Go ahead, Bubba, from Virginia.
Yes, Alex, thanks for taking my call. Yes, it's kind of actually humorous what they're talking about there. They lose all these things. They don't lose it. They purposely give it away. Because I'm a veteran, and I can tell you, anytime we come out of the field, if you lost your knowledge, your night vision device, you were done. I mean, you got an Article 15. They keep track of everything.
Sure, they have internal police all the time at the gun show from the military. If they catch an Army Guard person selling a helmet, they get a year in prison.
Yes, sir. Yeah, they take it to the pawn shop or something. Oh, yeah, they'll fry them. And what you're talking about with the purging, you're exactly spot on. They're doing this. Anybody that's still in, anybody that's working for the government that knows anything and that's read the Constitution, knows anything about it, they're trying to get us out as quickly as they can because they want a bunch of dumbed-down, ignorant buffoons in there. They'll just follow orders and go along and do whatever everybody says.
Are you currently in the military, Bubba?
I work for the DOD as a civilian.
Well, let me ask you, as somebody on the inside, well, I'm not trained in all this. We'll just talk about it so the sources come to us. What do you make of the last two missing nuke stories, the one they admit and this one? What do you think hearing all this?
It scares me because I listen to you quite a bit, and I read a lot of other stuff, and I've read a lot of other things, and I see how they do it, and I've seen all the false flags. It really scares me.
What is the point? What is the point of disappearing secret nukes that were already off the books at DIAS? These are clearly illegal nukes under treaty, a hidden cache, fine, whatever. I wouldn't turn them all in anyways. I agree with that. But the point is, they're there. We know the Russians don't get rid of theirs under treaty. But the point is, why would you disappear nukes that were already secret? See, that's why this is important.
Well, what scares me is you start, watching the bouncing ball. You got nukes missing, then all of a sudden you got big airliners missing, and then you got all these different things missing.
That's right. 3 big airliners and then 10 big airliners. Great point. We got to talk about this tomorrow.
That's a really good point.
Yeah. Who's up next here? I got confused. Martin. Martin in Chicago, then Francis in New York. You're on the air, Martin. What do you think's going on?
Hey, Alex. I think you answered it yourself when you had Jim Garrow on your show on the 10th of December of 2013. as to what the reason was with the missing nukes.
What did Garrow say?
He is a former section head of the CIA.
I mean, I know who Garrow is. I forget what he said that day.
The earthquake was off the South Carolina coast was actually a detonation done by a hero admiral in the Navy, one of those nukes.
I know that they said there was a big explosion and a flash, and the Russian news reported a nuke went off, and that's all a week or two after this broke. Remember? I mean, so, I don't. It's like we're living in a James Bond movie, man. I don't know. I just can't believe this. I mean, I didn't grow up in Dallas, Texas, thinking I'd be on the air with the responsibility of this, and I hate to keep going back to that, folks. It's getting surreal. God bless you. I appreciate your call, Anthony.
Well, I think that the earthquake thing is one of the things that we don't know. I think we do know all the other things that we said. We know that nukes were transferred. We know that Lindsey Graham threatened that there's going to be a nuke attack in South Carolina. 34 generals fired. Second number one new U.S. nuke.
36 generals, 34 missile launchers.
You're right. It was 36 generals, 34. And, this number two in command fired the same day. We know all of that. Whether or not that earthquake was a nuke or not, we don't know that. But what we do know is enough. So, conjecture aside, what we do know is enough.
And now Bloomberg and everybody else is making jokes about it after a news blackout. I mean, if I made this up, they would have hung me with it. They didn't touch it for 2 years. Why are they now bringing it out, Anthony?
And the base could have just said, no, it never happened. You're crazy. And they could have made an official statement that it never happened.
That's right.
Made it all up.
Let's go to Francis in New York. You're on the air. Thanks for holding.
Hey, Alex. How are you?
I'm all right, brother. What do you think's going on here?
It's very scary. Remember Albert Pike's 3 major wars? How the third one has to be a nuclear war, not a nuclear war, but World War III has to happen.
Yes.
Which ties into the Freedom of War. The Department of State publication 7277. This is how they're going to disarm the American people, because they know they can't disarm us. They can't take our guns away. So what's going to happen is they're going to cause a World War III, and they're going to take our guns away using that.
I agree with you. And, I mean, listen, the globalists gave orders in the 60s to detonate over 200 hydrogen bombs in the atmosphere in an attempt to damage the atmosphere. I mean, they admit this on History Channel. So don't think they won't set a nuke off and blame it on somebody. Here's another question. Who are they going to blame if they do have a nuclear false flag?
Oh, the libertarian people, Constitution people.
Yeah, they'll claim it's some libertarian colonel did it or something. I'm telling you. You can just see it happening. You can write the script.
I got another question for you. The net neutrality, how they're trying to, pass all these FCC BS laws for us for the internet. You think there's new phones now that have the fingerprints on them? You think
absolutely
is that part of it?
The admitted plan a decade ago was that all keyboards and all phones will be biometric by law globally. China's going to this, and then if you have 3 strikes. No, not convicted, but 3 strikes on the internet of copyright violation or bad behavior, you'll be banned from the internet. So that's what an internet ID is about, is to tax and then kick you off the web and basically put you in a non-digital gulag, like putting Jews in the Warsaw Ghetto. So you're dead on, brother. Thank you for the call, Francis. Who's up next, guys? Andy in Nebraska. You're on the air.
Hi, Alex. Can you hear me?
I sure can. Thanks for calling. Go ahead.
God bless you guys for what you do. About the nuke thing, Guccifer already revealed plans to attack Pennsylvanian cities. So anyone with half a brain, especially here in Nebraska, know it happened.
All right, well, your phone's breaking up. I appreciate your call. Notice when the globalist stage attacks, it's the middle of nowhere, Oklahoma City. It's, 9/11, it's the World Trade Center, but they never attacked the UN or actual globalist. So when they set a nuke off, God forbid, but I've seen the propaganda getting ready for that, just watch, it won't be, or they might actually nuke the Congress when it's in session, though, and that'd really bring in martial law. I mean, these little Congress critters need to know that they're going to be set up because they know where the bodies are buried. In fact, if I was the globalist, I might actually blow up Congress during a State of the Union and get rid of all of them at once.
I believe she was referring also to Guccifer, the emails that were leaked saying that Philadelphia was the false flag target for a nuclear attack in 2015.
And he got into world leaders' emails. He's in prison, and he said they were planning a nuclear false flag. I forgot. Great point, caller. Sorry, you were so distorted I couldn't hear you. Could you hear her?
Barely. But I think that's what she
We need to go big on this because, I mean, I'm telling you, I really felt bad when I saw them attack me yesterday, and we haven't been covering it enough.
This is the ultimate thing. I mean, this is the ultimate.
We need to be covering Guccifer confirm what we said about nukes. I mean, Guccifer got into the head of NATO's emails and world leaders' emails, admittedly.
Well, I think we've talked about it so much. Someone just needs to put together a compendium piece of it, of all of us.
We also need to realize history's happening. I mean, this is devastatingly real. We know this is real.
I mean, we could sit here and talk about it all day, but at the end of the day, if a nuke does go off and they simply say libertarian parties did it, and here's what I believe they'll say, they'll just say keyword ISIS.
I hear you.
Say ISIS helped them because they both hate America.
That's right. And give your rights up. Chris in Pennsylvania, go ahead.
Great to be on air. Proud Info Warrior. Prison Planet subscriber.
Thank you.
Been this up for several years. I really appreciate everything all your reporters do. This right here, this missing nuke issue that we got going on, this is perfect for the InfoWar, and I'm going to tell you how, because this is something that transcends all Black Lives Matter, all the stuff that's going on with the police right now. This affects everybody. Black, white, green, yellow, it does not matter. This affects you. That's the angle right there. You could take this and say, hey, listen, did you know that these nuclear bombs came up missing and there was a massive cover-up? This is a groundbreaking, wide open, and that can transcend all the garbage, absolute pure garbage that's going on right now with the Black Lives Matter movement and with the whole police brutality issues that we.
Let me ask you this question, and in your gut, Chris, why do you think they're now attacking us over this 2 years later?
I think, in my gut feeling, why the reason why they're attacking right now with this is because we had one info warrior who had the gall to ask Rick Santorum the question, which brought it into they couldn't just cover that up. They couldn't just sweep that under the rug. That brought it back to the forefront. So then they had to start running cover stories behind it. To be like, oh, well,
that's right.
You know,
Chris, you're awesome. Call me back tomorrow. These callers are so incredible. Carl, Todd, if you call me tomorrow, I'll get you on. I apologize. We're out of time. We got to just keep discussing this tomorrow. In fact, we're going to continue tomorrow with this. Anthony, final comment?
I think ultimately Chris hit it right on the head. We've brought it to the forefront. Now they're just playing cleanup.
Yeah, so I guess that's it. I mean, it was forced out because they had a total blackout before. And I mean, to do that takes a lot of control, folks. This has been a big story. Pray for us. We'll pray for you. Great job with the crew. Lord willing, 11 a.m. tomorrow. We'll be here live. I tell you. Ooh. When cells become toxic, they die early and aging sets in. No one has put together a formula that focuses directly on brain health, nerve growth factors, and optimizing your cellular energy at the same time. Just one of the key compounds, BioPQQ, is backed by major clinical studies. You want the best that's out there at the lowest price anywhere? We now have the synergistic solution. Secure your DNA force today at InfoWarsLife.com or call toll-free 888-253-3139.
The average person's life is filled with unexpected challenges. Unlock the energy it takes to defeat these daily beasts with Super Male or Super Female Vitality, specifically designed to assist the body in regulating proper hormone balance to create superior vitality in males and females. Supercharge and conquer your world at InfoWarsLife.com or call 1-888-253-3139.
Sold out for weeks due to the difficult and extensive proprietary process behind its creation, the exclusive InfoWars Life Secret 12 formulation is now back in stock. This ultra-clean vitamin B12 nutraceutical has been carefully crafted and developed over the last 2 years and is based on cellular science of how your body actively absorbs essential nutrients. Most forms of vitamin B12 are highly processed and synthetic and could not be properly absorbed by the body. Secret 12 is a binary of nutramedical grade, bioavailable coenzyme forms of B12, methylcobalamin, the same kind used in B12 injections, and adenosylcobalamin, the most bioactive form that has been created with our proprietary process. Secret 12 is taken by mouth, right on the tongue, and then swallowed. No needles, no injections. Don't take my word for it. Try it for yourself. Discover the secret. Secret 12. Supplies of Secret 12 are very limited. Secure yours today at InfoWarsLife.com or by calling toll-free 888-253-3139.
You're listening to The Alex Jones Show.